Hey everyone, what is going on? So we are doing another shoutcast, so thank you so much to the person that submitted these, and their team is going to be Ferrothorn, Empoleon, and Umbreon. So let's go ahead and see how they do. A very powerful team, also unique team. I mean, I like the Empoleon, not a super common Pokemon, I've seen it occasionally, and Ferrothorn I think is getting more traction. But Umbreon I've also used myself in the Go Battle League. But this first one actually only has one move. It only has Power Whip. And I guess that makes sense. I mean, he wanted to go ahead and try it out for himself before committing to buying that second move. Because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it is a 75k purchase. So I could be wrong, but I believe it is. But let's see what happens. So Ferrothorn doing some pretty good damage to that Azumarill, getting it really low. Ferrothorn definitely beating Azumarill, so that's why I think a lot of people probably do like Ferrothorn, because Azumarill is so common and Ferrothorn really walls it pretty well. I mean, neutral to Ice Beam, so I guess there's that from Azumarill, but other than that, doing pretty well. So Drapion comes in, and this Ferrothorn has multiple Power Whips, so we're going to go ahead and go for another one. That Drapion does resist it though, so able to take it. Unfortunately, Ferrothorn does not have that Flash Cannon, so it would have helped a lot against the Drapion, but that's okay. So Ferrothorn already did its job against the Azumarill anyway, so it's going to go ahead and collapse that. Drapion does get a boost, but these waterfalls are doing a lot to the Drapion. Empoleon opting to shield this one, not wanting to be hit by any sort of move. Going to be a Fell Stinger, so unfortunately not the best shield, but that's okay. So Empoleon going to go ahead and knock out that Drapion. Let's see what decides to come in from the opponent. Going to be down to the last Pokemon, although the opponent is up a shield, so we'll have to see how both of them play it out. It's going to be Roselia. Okay, so a very interesting pick. Another thing is keep in mind that these trainers are level 7, which is okay. I mean, level 7 is a high rank. There's nothing wrong with that, and I do want to feature more content, not just the high level content from rank 9 or 10, but rank 7 and 8 is good as well. And plus, if you get to rank 7, you obviously get that Elite TM, which I think most people want. So this Empoleon, I'm going to go ahead and go for a Blizzard, and this is definitely going to finish off that Roselia. And Roselia will fall, and Empoleon does go ahead and take that one. So guys, if you submit your battles to me and it's been about a week and I didn't upload it, definitely reach out to me and let me know, because you know, I do have a lot of submissions that I'm going through, and it's possible that I accidentally forgot yours. It could happen, so I would say if it's been like a week and it didn't go live, definitely let me know so I can start working on it. But the next matchup is going to be a Ferrothorn versus Articuno. So unfortunately, the Ferrothorn doesn't have Flash Cannon, which would be super effective. However, even though you don't have that Flash Cannon, you could bluff that you have it. You could have charged up to the Flash Cannon and still went for Power Whip in that case, and then maybe got a shield from Articuno. However, the Articuno blocked anyway, so it worked out fine. But just a little bit of advice that I probably would have done had I not had that second move on Ferrothorn. But right now we do have Empoleon versus Lapras. So Lapras is going to go ahead and go for the Surf. Not doing much to an Empoleon. Empoleon is going to easily resist it. Going to go ahead and go for a Hydro Cannon. So all of these moves from Empoleon are going to be resisted by Lapras. I mean, that did a decent amount. That wasn't bad at all. But Lapras will be able to feint the Empoleon. In comes Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn going to be able to take even the Ice Beam. So that was an interesting shield. Going to just be a Surf. I wouldn't have shielded that, I don't think, even for fear of an Ice Beam, because it's only neutral damage. It would do a decent amount, but Ferrothorn can take it. Gonna be another Surf. Ferrothorn can definitely take that. So Ferrothorn is gonna go ahead and go for the Power Whip. Again, I didn't see what came in. Okay, it's the Articuno. Articuno actually shields that. Very interesting. Again, maybe the Articuno was afraid of the Flash Cannon, which obviously does make sense. Because Flash Cannon going to be super effective to an Articuno. So Ferrothorn going to go ahead and go for the Power Whip. So hoping to do some decent damage. I mean, Power Whip is resisted, so it's actually, no, it's only single resisted. So in comes Umbreon. Articuno going to go ahead and look to debuff that Umbreon as it does. So this Umbreon only has one move as well, which going to make it difficult to fight like Azumarill or even like Toxicroak with only one move. But again, that's okay if you're just testing things out. Totally understandable. I've done that a couple of times where I only had one move, but it's definitely totally fine, especially if you're low on Stardust. So Umbreon, I'm going to go ahead and go for another Foul Play. So this Foul Play is going to go into, I didn't see what came in, a Clefable. Okay, so this is where Last Resort would have been better, although it wouldn't have done much to a Clefable anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. In comes Ferrothorn, and normally Ferrothorn walls Clefable, but because it was so low, it wasn't able to do so. So, able to lose that game. A couple of mistakes I pointed out, but again, we're all learning. It's okay to make mistakes. You know, I'm not saying I never make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time, but that's okay. We all just want to learn. So Ferrothorn against Abomasnow. So very interesting. We'll have to see how this matchup plays out. Ferrothorn, obviously, you know, it's going to resist those moves, but not going to do much with power. So immediate switch into Empoleon against an Aggron. So that was a really good switch on his on the Empoleon side, but the opponent just gives up, realizing that he can't win that one, and he was in a bad situation. So that was really well played. So jumping into the next game, let's see what moves we have. So this trainer has the Pikachu Libera outfit, which tells me he reached at least rank 7 in the preseason. So I believe that's how you got it, if I remember correctly. So it looks like we have a Porygon Z from the opponent. Okay, so first I'm going to go ahead and go for the Power Whip. So this Power Whip should do some pretty good damage. Yeah, actually it did a lot of damage. It did actually more damage than I thought. So Porygon Z going to go ahead and go for a charge attack. Ferrothorn will shield it. Just going to be a Hyper Beam. I mean, Ferrothorn could have taken it. I don't think I would have shielded that. But I guess wanting to keep the Ferrothorn healthy. So it kind of makes sense. Now able to farm down. That Ferrothorn went on a farming spree. That was really cool. So in comes Milotic. So this Ferrothorn, because it charged up so much energy, is going to have a field day. Because the shields are probably going to come out. But the Ferrothorn is able to go for back-to-back Power Whips. Is there enough for another one? If not, it's definitely close. No, oh, never mind. Oh, it's not close. I guess he was maxed on energy. But Ferrothorn, going to get to another one anyway. Going to do massive damage to a Milotic. Milotic pretty bulky, but still going to do massive damage. I don't think it's enough to KO. No, but it's very, very close. So Milotic does collapse. Let's see what comes in. Going to be that Altaria. So this is not a good situation for the Ferrothorn because it does not have Flash Cannon. So the move's Sky Attack is going to be neutral. And Power Whip obviously not doing much, but I guess the first one just sticking around doing as much damage as possible. At the end of the day, it already took out 2 Pokemon, right? So not gonna be able to take out the Altaria, I can't imagine, but still doing as much damage as possible. In comes that Umbreon. So one thing to note is Empoleon would have been able to resist all of its moves. You know, Dazzling Gleam, Sky Attack, Dragon Pulse if it had it, right, and Dragon Breath. So maybe you could have went for Empoleon, although Altaria does resist the Waterfall and the Hydro Cannon, so maybe not. Either way, it didn't matter because this game was definitely locked up anyway. So Umbreon going to go ahead and go for the Foul Play. This is going to be enough to knock out the Altaria, as you can see there. So Altaria will fall, and that was another GG's. So yeah, I like featuring a lot of different players and a lot of different play styles. Even if you're not necessarily as advanced as some other players, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So there's no problem, man. I love shoutcasting these videos for you. So Ferrothorn against the Wigglytuff. So this is a dream scenario for Ferrothorn. Wigglytuff probably going to want to bail, maybe not. I mean, even though the Ferrothorn doesn't have Flash Cannon, could have bluffed because the Wigglytuff might not shield now. It doesn't. But if you bluffed the possible Flash Cannon, it may have shielded. It may not have, though. You never know. So Ferrothorn will go ahead and shield. Going to be an Ice Beam that is neutral to the Ferrothorn. Probably would have done a decent amount, but nothing crazy. Ferrothorn will go ahead and go for the Power Up, trying to knock out this Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff will opt to shield. And let's see what happens. Going to switch out into Scizor. So Scizor going to be able to catch this Power Whip. I'm not going to do much to a Scizor because Scizor does resist it, but in comes Empoleon. Okay, pretty good situation for the Empoleon. Could be a Night Slash or an Iron Head. I wouldn't have shielded this. Going to be a Night Slash. Empoleon would have been able to take it, although that Scizor does get the attack buff. So after that attack buff, could have shielded this one. Again, it doesn't matter. I'm just trying to go over some situations because I know a lot of people appreciate when I tell them things I may have done differently. You know, that's why. But anyway, Empoleon does go for the Hydro Cannon, and this is going to do a lot to a Jolteon. So Jolteon will shield it, of course. Down goes the Empoleon, and in comes Umbreon. So it's an EV Evolution fight. You know, let's see the superior EV Evolution. It's got to be the Umbreon. So able to take those discharges and get to a foul play. Now there's no shields on the opponent's end, so this Umbreon is going to go ahead and go for this foul play, enough to knock out Jolteon. In comes Wigglytuff, and even though Charm is super effective, that Wigglytuff is super low. It's not really going to matter, so this Umbreon is going to do enough to take it out. Yeah, and he's going to go ahead and win that one. So really well played, and that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoy. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.